talk about Biafra, some people don't want to say, you know, I'm Biafra, we know I'm Biafra. I cannot leave my property, my investment in Lagos. The last time when they fight Biafra was shame them. They don't run live and come out. If they start to change up everybody now, they don't run live and come out. They go wrong with empty. And now they're supposed to use their brain. They plan how to. If you have fight investment, at least carry three, put in your place.
Any location there, even the oil and gas, you know, in the south, what's your take as regards?
My take here is that we know that someone like Uzodima is working for the Fulani. Benjamin Kalu, you see, one thing about APC is that APC, they impose leaders on Southeasterners. These people are not representing us. These people are not speaking for us. Whatever they are doing, they say it's Igbo people. The Igbo people are against indigenization policy from anywhere. You can see that Benjamin Kalu has been pushing for this policy for a very long time. Imagine we are seeking for restructuring. We are asking that we want Biafra and everything. Then Igbo leaders that are supposed to be saying that we need to have an Igbo nation whereby we have our own, like resource control. We are pushing for indigenization. What is indigenization? Now you go to another person's land. You stay there for 10 years. After you stay for 10 years, then you now naturalize. You are living in Igbo land, going to another person's land. Go to the Southeast. This road now is a village road. The development on this road alone is more than what some Southeast states are generating when it comes to revenue. Just this road we are starting on. And you have people like Uzodima and Benjamin Kalu coming out to tell us that Nigeria policy. Everybody is seeking to restructure Nigeria. The Southwest, they are saying that we want to control our resources. We want the national of government. They now went and gathered together and say rotation of presidency, then indigenization. Now they are painting Igbos in a bad light. Everybody is now seeing Igbos as people that want to take over people's land, expansionism. That is what the Southwest, the Yorubas, the Hausas, the South, the Jos are seeing Igbos. Now, this is the same thing Fulani wants to do. Fulani is using these two guys to push their agenda. When Buhari was president, Buhari said water resources being grazing routes, ranching, and all of it, so that Fulani can take over lands. So you mean that if Fulani come into their states, stay for 10 years, and naturalize is an indigene, it can become a international ruler. Is that what they are going to tell us? Everybody is on that. You know that Nigeria is not one. Everybody understand that. I don't know why Uzodima in coconut head. Yeah, Benjamin Kalu, they don't understand that one.
Maybe they believe Nigeria is one. I feel they believe that Nigeria is one.
They are very stupid for saying Nigeria is one. Especially Uzodima. You see what is happening in Nigeria. Now, you do that in Lagos. Look at the politics they are playing in Lagos State now. Very soon now. That's how you build in Lagos. They're going to revoke them. Instead of you to encourage your people or bring up policies that you go back to Southeast, develop the Southeast, you are talking about people living in the Southeast going to other places to develop. At the end of the day, they come, look at, for instance, you see, Lagos State will be, people are living almost all the 26 states in Nigeria. They are living to Lagos. By 2050, Lagos will be the most populated. We are developing Lagos, more revenue for the Yoruba, more revenue for the Southwest, and Deputy Governor just 3 days ago said that whatever land you have in Lagos, it is not you that own that land. They can take it from you at any point in time. And you know that the kind of politics they are playing in Lagos is tribalism politics. Yorubas are going to take charge of whatever, benefit first. And you are pushing an indigenization policy. Whereby you leave your heritage, you leave your culture. Most of our Igbo, they leave everything they have at home. They go and develop other people's properties, other people's land. At the end of the day, you have the blow finish, they pursue back empty-handed. That's why I say some of these leaders, they don't have sense. There's not, I don't know, but you know, APC imposed all these leaders on us. It is not we that voted Uzodima. Maybe me vote Benjamin Kalu. Now APC imposed that. So they are not speaking for the people. They are not representing the people. They are doing their own. Look at the South politicians. They are seeking to preserve their space. Fulani, Hausas, South, they are seeking to preserve their space. But even politicians are seeking to leave their, abandon their home, go out. Look at South East today. Look at infrastructure. South East is the most backward region as we speak. Forget Northern Nigeria. Go Northern Nigeria, you see road, they get light.
So who's to be held responsible? Is it the leaders?
It is the APC that is imposing leaders on us. Uzodinma was not voted by Imo State indigenes. It is the corruption of the APC. People like Benjamin Kalu, if it were free and fair elections, Kalu and Benjamin Kalu, they will not have any point being in that leadership position. It is the system that imposed these guys on us, and they are giving us a bad name. So what I will say, Igbo, they want to come and take over this one. They leave their side. They want to go to other people's place and develop their place. You thought that these leaders are listening to what people are saying. Still, when I came, only them in the whole region, in the whole 6 geopolitical zone, only them now they push for indigenization. Igbo history now, ask an average Igbo man, what is your history? They cannot tell you. An average Igbo man. They ask an average Yoruba man, they'll tell you that my grandfather, my this and that, they know their history. Your culture, Igbo will leave their hometown. Do they answer age and leave for that place? Why you have negated your culture? Look at that one in Ghana. You go do big share. Come like say I be over of Benin for Ghana. Go to his hometown, you'll be surprised that he has abandoned his hometown. Is that intelligence? Is that smartness? That is foolishness and stupidity. If people now gonna change that for you, now you come back empty-handed. You come back to a region, a place where you abandoned and you're not developing. You always make math, we develop here. You cannot develop your own region and you're making math. You don't get sense now. You buy land today for Lagos, they will give you certificate of occupancy. Maybe not every man going to build it now. You do ganga. Now we develop Lagos. If Lagos state government won't collect that for you now today, they'll collect that for you. You will not do anything. Now if it's in your place, you know that it's in your place. If they play tribal politics, that is where you come from. It's your tribe. It's your ancestral home. Forever it belongs to you. But it is unwise that some of these leaders and most of our Igbo leaders are not speaking out now. They're not saying anything, no. You see, or at least they don't talk now. Stakeholders in Igbo land no talk. Politicians they no talk. They just look them, they talk rubbish up and down. You cannot leave your land and come here and say you want to be an indigene of you don't get place. It is a Nigeria day one. I mean, you they daft. Nigeria is not what you know. But still, you just if you want the picture, all of them sit down, carry white cap, wear white shirt, call you a big. I say they get sense. Sense they don't get. The Igbos are the most politically less privileged in Nigeria. Now we the last one politically. Go to any federal parastatal, you go whether you feel Igbo director.
But this law now, do you not think it favor only the northern part of Nigeria? Do you really favor the south?
Mostly the Fulani.
The Fulani, yes.
And also
because of the agenda.
Some stupid Igbo people that they don't get sense. You see, when we talk about Biafra, some people don't want to say, we know on Biafra. I cannot leave my property, my investment in Lagos. The last time when they fight Biafra was, they don't run live and come out. If they start to change that for everybody now, they don't run live and come out. They go wrong with empty. And now they're supposed to use their brain. They plan how to, if you have fight investment, at least carry 2. Put in your place. Don't listen. Somebody will go abroad. You go leave Imo State, travel go abroad. You go make money. Can't come Lagos, go invest. At the end of the day now, Igbo now. People be na Igbo person, show me the rough representative. How many people support them? How many bank will get? How many Igbo politicians they come for Nigeria? With all their sense. All these Igbo men, Igbo businessmen. If Tinubu threaten them 1, 2, 3, 4, they go support Tinubu. After this, maybe in the maybe there's more Buhari. Can you bully a Fulani politician like that? Or Fulani whatever? With all their brain, see what they are doing on the thing. I'm an Igbo person and I'm angry. These people are not representing us. We don't want anything called a indigenization policy. We want to restructure Nigeria. Let us go back to our land and develop our land. I cannot be a Lagosian more than a Yoruba person. No matter what, at the end of the day, I'll be a Igbo person. No matter what, if like me, they born me for here, make I speak all the language, make I speak Egi, make I speak Ijebu, make I speak Ibadan. At the end of the day, I'm still an Igbo person. They will clear up for you. So it doesn't make sense. So all these things, I don't know.
Okay. So Alessandro, it was alleged that he has openly come out to condemn this bill. And we know that he's
Alex
only
Oti has not heard about Alex. See, it's not about Alex Oti.
okay.
Even Alex Oti is even doing mistake in Abia State.
But he banned open grazing. He was the only governor that came out specifically to ban open.
Alex Oti is playing politics. He wants to get the sentiment of the people. Whatever he's doing, there should be an Southeast government forum. They have Southwest government forum. They will come together and deliberate on that. You ban open grazing in Abia State, but you're banning it in Imo State. You don't ban open grazing. You can see the thing will affect you now. If there's a Southeast governors come together without their red cap and their white hair, you know they get wisdom. If they come together, put those their red cap and wisdom together, there's no technology, but no sense. Nothing, no sense. The sense is there now, we receive the evidence. But no sense. No sense now. You don't say Nigeria no day one. That sense right ahead, they say it's the Nigerian bill. You see Uzodima, you will fat. You go wear glass, you go wear cap. You see against sense, oh. Here and Benjamin Kalu. Sense no day, oh. Sense no day. How do I know? Look at what they are doing. They are making mockery of us. If I go now and say Omo Igbo. Those are stupid leaders wey you see wey get stupid leaders. And they make them look us Omo Igbo. You know, Omo Igbo no come dey get value for Nigeria again because of the uselessness. See Ohaneze. They just carry big belle, they drink power up and down. Nothing show, nothing. If they abuse them, I say they abuse them. No sense now. Those elders now ask them, okay, tell me the history of the Igbo people with a black mouth. Instead of you to preserve Yoruba people now, they want to film. They will do film about their history. They will put our cinema. They preserve them. Igbo people were the ones that had Nollywood. They dominated Nollywood before Yoruba come and take over from them because they know to get sense for preservation of their culture, history, and heritage. Usually when we are young now, Igbo film, you go see village setting, King Igbo and everything. Now it has changed. The Yorubas have taken over because those were the get sense. Average Igbo man, if you get money now, you go abandon your culture, you go abandon everything. If you get money, you go abandon everything. Now maybe they drink palm wine, they chop ishewu, they chop kobi. They get big belle. You go see them when December reach now, they come go village, go the show, they display money. Okay, now Igbo get money pass. Igbo no get money pass. Top 20 in Nigeria, Igbo no dey there.
In Nigeria, but Anambra is one of the richest,
Say me na by mouth, abi?
No.
Say me na by mouth, abi? Mention the Anambra person. When you say na, if you want teaching fuck up, you know say you still dey there, you dey cry. You know say you dey cry. You know say you get me Tinubu the other time. Tinubu dey respect you all am. So now they call those one are government self-made. When they make my up and down. Small thing they say you carry big belle, you carry the display. Nothing to preserve your culture, your heritage, nothing to preserve Igbo land, nothing. When they go outside, they will do like this. Go home. One of the biggest hotel in Lagos, go in village now, Anambra State. The road to in village, no tire, but they do the hotel in Lagos. Only money. At the end of the day, they don't get the money.
But I saw an article online where some persons were saying because of the oil and gas in Imo State and the Southeast.
Lagos get oil pass Imo. If you are watching me, I want you to counter me. Lagos as we stand now is producing oil than Imo State. They no make mouth. No, they make my oil and gas.
But do you not think that's why this one of the reasons why the
I'm Igbo man. We Igbo you like to make mouth too much. Lagos get oil than Imo State. Go and do your research. Go Google. Do your research. You go know how far. Okay, what do you start with how? You get oil and gas. You dey use them. So they don't put pipe. They don't connect pipe for Enugu. They carry and they go northern Nigeria. Now then they use your oil and gas. This new they will do for that. That's a power plant. So if they need gas, they will connect them from Southeast. Kind of go there. They will do they make mouth. It's not going to use our sense. We don't use our sense. We are doing.
We have yet another horrific massacre against Christians in Nigeria to report on. 27 people, including a 3-year-old girl, have been killed in the most barbaric of ways. Masara Kim, a reporter for Truth Nigeria, joins us now. Masara, what can you tell us about this absolutely barbaric atrocity?
Yeah, so on the all in the early hours of yesterday, that's July the 14th, a group of terrorists shouting Allahu Akbar on a long convoy of motorcycles, estimated by locals to be between 30 to 40, swarmed um, the peaceful town of Bindi, located about 35 miles southwest of Jos, the capital of Plateau State, killing at least at the moment 27 people that have been identified, majority of whom were burned alive in their homes, including a 3-month-old baby and a 3-year-old baby. In my report for Truth Nigeria, I mentioned the 3-year-old victim without realizing that as I left, the body of a 3-month-old baby was also identified, and the search has continued with many more members of the community, many more residents still unaccounted for at the moment.
Burned alive. What do you mean? They were trapped in their house? I mean, what exactly? Oh, I don't even. Ugh. As a father, this is disgusting. But what can you tell us about that detail? Burned alive. What do you mean?
Yeah, so these terrorists swarmed communities, broke into homes, and literally poured gas. They poured fuel on the sleeping residents and set the houses on fire. I mean, a local pastor who spoke to us, I shared his photo with you, said he was hiding in a gold room just within his compound of 2 brick buildings when they broke into his flats, where 9 members of his family were sleeping, and he could literally hear them screaming and shouting for help, but absolutely no one could come to their help, because the terrorists, more than 30 of them, had swarmed the compound. Some of them had gone into the rooms where these innocent residents were sleeping, and they had literally poured fuel on them and set the house on fire. So he could literally hear them screaming on top of their voices and shouting for help, but definitely no one came to their help until they could no longer scream, they could no longer breathe. And in fact, when I got to that
Ugh.
compound earlier at sunrise yesterday, the bodies of these victims were still smoking. You know, the houses were still
Ugh.
burning and their bodies were still smoking. And many of the videos that I've shared with you might not be good for the screen, but I mean, it's important to understand the horrifying nature of these attacks, which, by the way, follow a pattern of violence by these terrorists who have killed more than 1,000 people in the last 10 months. Just in Plateau State alone. Genocide deniers again would like to say that no, this is just another instance of sedentary farmers clashing with semi-nomadic herders who happen to be members of the Fulani ethnicity. But no, this attack happened and started from 3 a.m. and lasted up to 5 a.m. Nobody was in their farm. Nobody was clashing with anybody. Nobody was, in fact, these innocent babies and women and children that were hacked down and burned alive on their beds. They were nowhere at a place where, that qualifies as a battleground or battlefield, that one can say, oh yes, this was a clash. And even if there is anything like a clash going on, what clash happens at that time of the night? And in fact, it was these terrorists who came to the residence of these Christians, and then they hacked down and burnt several people, including innocent babies, who, by the way, don't even have any understanding of any situation whatsoever. Neither do they have any strength and even the charisma, the strength to carry any weapon and go into battle. So, of course, this is just pure genocide, targeting chiefly and exclusively Christians, whether you are a genuine Christian or not, as long as you identify as a Christian, you are slaughtered. And this pastor that I mentioned, by the way, said he heard them celebrate, shouting Allahu Akbar, saying to themselves in the Hausa dialect, we have conquered the infidels. We have conquered the infidels, as they broke down the door of the church, which faces the compound, and smashed musical instruments, smashed Bibles, smashed the pulpit, smashed chairs, and everything else that they could find, while celebrating their victory against who? Against the Christians. They went through and passed several Fulani and Muslim communities and did nothing to them. But when they got to this Christian community, they massacred people and retreated unchallenged into the surrounding mountains. And as I speak with you, residents still tell us that they could still see signs of these terrorists lurking around, possibly planning another attack.
Masara, I so admire your passion for this subject, and I hope we're doing a good job of telling this story. You know, unfortunately, we've told this story so many times. You know, this keeps happening. And that's the really frustrating part is, you know, this isn't a war where a bomb gets dropped and, you know, there's civilian casualties. This is systematic extermination. And I mean, using machetes to hack people to death, set people on fire using gasoline. This is ethnic cleansing. This is genocide at the most. This is the definition of that. And I know I'm getting frustrated. You're frustrated. I'm sure people watching this are frustrated. There's just crickets in the world. I mean, maybe someone will say something every once in a while, but you know, it's for the most part, this story gets ignored. Again, I pray that we don't have to do another story like this, but I'm sure we will. But Masara, in closing, again, you've done this a time and time and time again. I can feel your frustration. I share it, my brother.
Absolutely.
What do you want the West to do? What do you want the United States to do?
The same energy that has been applied on the Iran-Israel war, the same energy that is being applied on the Ukraine-Russian war should be applied on the Islamic jihadist terrorist attacks on Christians in Nigeria. The plan is to annihilate the Christian populations and take over Africa's most populous country, starting with the largest Christian states of Plateau and Benue, and of course expanding to other parts of the Middle Belt and the entire country, with the aim of capturing the entire African continent as the beginning, or at least the part of a first step toward conquering the entire world. So the West, President Trump needs to step up to this. 5 years ago, he made a bold statement by asking the former president of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari, why are you killing Christians in Nigeria? And that helped a lot to reduce some of the atrocities and the violations even by the Nigerian authorities, and of course, as he went further to impose a CPC level. But after President Trump, Joe Biden came and lifted that sanction, and the atrocities have continued to mount and escalate. President Trump needs to do something as a lover of humanity, as a lover of religious freedom, as a lover of human rights, as a lover of Christians, to make sure that these attacks are stopped. And beyond that, Christians all over the world need to pray and rise up in solidarity with Christians in Nigeria and support in any way that they can. You can as well support through any non-profit of your choice. At the moment, I don't know any better profit than Equipping the Persecuted, which is doing, which has boots on the ground and is helping, thousands of Christians. But again, you can choose any platform to reach out through. You can pray, you can send, use clothing, use items, household items that you want, you have no need of, and you can pray, and you can also raise a voice to mount pressure on the Nigerian authorities to stop these atrocities.
Masar Kim, thank you for your time, my friend.
Thank you for always standing with us and giving me a voice.